Hey there, Rush fans. This is Mark Benetti alongside you for your latest edition of Behind the Bench, presented by Assurance Solutions, where we ask your favorite Rush players questions you've submitted to us on our social media platforms. This week, I'm joined one-on-one by Rush defenseman Jonathan Narbonne. And Jonathan, thanks so much for joining us this week. Heck of a weekend for the club. You yourself went with an assist and +4. The club beat the Mallards 2 games in a row by a 3-1 score. What do you think overall led to your success and the success of the team?
I think we've been working hard all week. All the team was pretty sharp during practices, and just the guy who wants to win every night. And all the guys are pretty having fun with each other and just loving to play for each other. So it's a good mix for tonight. Like all weekend, we played good.
So now the team has won 6 out of the last 7, including 4 straight. You go into a very tough 3-game set against the Brampton Beast this week. How do you keep that success up?
Just keep working hard. We've been playing really good lately, defensively and offensively. Just keep putting pucks on the net, finishing our hits. We just keep the same mentality going on.
Now, you said earlier the guys are having fun with each other. You're somebody that likes to have fun with everybody in the locker room. You apparently you told us you don't have any pregame rituals, but you prank everybody before games to loosen up. Is that true?
Yeah, exactly. I love playing tricks to everyone. It loosens up everybody in the room. So usually it's more on Sean Eriksson, Patrick Cullen. I love those guys, so I just like pranking them. So usually I hide their clothes around, hide their shoes, flip-flops, putting after a victory usually, because when we lose we don't play pranks, but after a victory I put shaving creams and towels, white towels, so they don't see it. They just rub it in their face and just scream my name after, oh, Narbonne again. And everybody wants to beat me up after a game, but it's still we're having a lot of fun. And since since after Christmas we've been doing really good. So the energy is really fun around being around the room.
Well, we'll dive into a little more of that after a quick commercial break. After a word from our sponsor, we'll be back with your second half of Behind the Bench.
My job at Assurant involves keeping our customers informed at a time when they need us the most. I care about doing a good job for my company, but mostly I care about the people I serve. I found the same spirit of caring in a lot of my coworkers at Assurant. In the communities where we operate, we get involved with outreach groups and local charities. The same teams that are so good at helping our customers are also hard at work helping out in our neighborhoods. I think if I had to tell somebody one thing about Assurant, I'd say we care.
And we're back with your second half of Behind the Bench, presented by Assurance Solutions, a one-on-one edition with Rush defenseman Jonathan Narbonne. Jonathan, just a few moments ago we were talking about you pranking the gentleman that you're with in the locker room. How did the whole tradition of pranking the guys in the locker room start for you?
They didn't really start. I just having fun with everybody, and just when you, my D partner Sean Eriksson, it's been a really good friend for me so far, and I love playing pranks to people I like. So it's just I don't know, it just came along. I just like playing pranks. I saw people playing pranks to younger people, and I just hooked up with that. I loved it, seeing the faces of the guy getting pranked. And every night before going to bed I watch Phil's pranks on YouTube, so I love just pranks. I loved it. So
what's the funniest prank that you've pulled since you've been in Rapid City?
I've been pretty quiet so far. I'm still young. I'm 22, and there's a lot of older guys, so I'm pretty quiet. So there's not a big one, but I taped the entire the inside gene of Sean Eriksson, and he was trying to put his pants on, and he was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And when he realized it was me, because he did it to me 2 months earlier, and I was like, "Yeah, I got you back. You didn't remember me. Yeah, that was 2 months ago." So I did that, and I took it on a video, so it's really funny. I'm not gonna post it on YouTube.
Well, we have a couple more fun questions for you. A good buddy of yours in the locker room wanted me to ask you, how long does it take you to tape your stick?
And that's Patrick Cullen, for sure. He's been looking at me since I'm here. Every time I take my stick, he's looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, stop staring at me. They're making me nervous. So I just like taking my time. So probably like 45 seconds at 2 minutes.
Well, another buddy of yours in the locker room told me to ask you. He heard of a guy back in junior hockey that was named DJ Narby. So is that anybody you would know?
Yeah, that was myself, me, and DJ Jods. We were just playing around on a road trip, and we created a couple songs for our warm-ups during like the season, and it did really good on the first one. It was really popular. We got called by a couple teams in like junior AAA and even junior major, and we gave the song away for them to use it. So it was a lot of fun.
That's incredible. Thanks so much for sitting down with us this week, Jonathan. We greatly appreciate it. That's been your latest edition of Behind the Bench, presented by Assurance Solutions. Don't forget to submit your questions for your favorite Rush players on our social media platforms.